All right, here we go with the video. It is super windy outside today, so fortunately I got to do it in the garage. But it is what it is sometimes. It's actually pretty windy out here in general, to the point where yeah, the mic just picks it all up no matter what I do. But anyway, oh god, it's kind of a mess here. I got a couple projects I haven't cleaned up after. But talking about the Z3 today. It is for sale, and we're gonna go over all the details about it and everything I've done to it. Like I said, unfortunately it's gonna be inside the garage. So I bought this car, I want to say almost a year and a half ago, with the intentions of doing some sort of winter project on it, and I didn't quite know what I wanted to do at the time, but obviously, you know, I picked the Vortec supercharger with the VF engineering kit. So that's the biggest highlight of this car. It's currently making 4 pounds of boost. It says the kit says it adds 101 horsepower, so at the crank it should be 290, and then it adds 51 pound-feet of torque, which I can't remember how much this had stock. I wanted to say it was 185, so yeah. Anyway, all right, so well, let's drop the top, get that out of the way first. We're gonna start with the interior. So inside the car we have a Sparco 370 millimeter steering wheel, and I originally had an NRG steering wheel on it, but it was 350 millimeter. I really liked that steering wheel, but 350 millimeter, it covered up everything I needed to know on the dash with my line of vision. So I went with the 370, and NRG unfortunately doesn't have any 370s that I liked. So yes, this is a suede steering wheel, and then it has the Kyostar hub, and obviously there's no airbag anymore, so the airbag system does not work in this car. The boost and vacuum gauge, and then I have the AEM air to fuel ratio wideband. That's when you're boosting your vehicle, that's super important to a lot of people, because if you don't have certain stuff right, or something goes wrong, and you're you want to know if you're in a lean condition before you blow up your motor. So for me, it's just kind of a must. Yeah, anyway, back to it. All right, so we got a Kenwood Bluetooth deck. The stereo system in this thing, I mean, it was bad. You know, it was 2001, and it wasn't great from the start. So so I upgraded the deck, and then I have 5 1/4 inch Rockford Fosgate tweeters in the kick panels, mids, sorry. And then these stock were like 3 inch, 3.5 inch. I got the video on all that stuff, but anyway, I moved these also up to 5 1/4 Rockford Fosgates. Got the custom subwoofer box here in the middle with the Rockville 8 inch single voice coil subwoofer. And yeah, I don't know, there's been a couple fresh up things, like I replaced the shift knob decal. It was all old and crusty, and yeah, it just wasn't cool, wasn't pretty anymore. This does have the tonneau cover. Oh, it's up there on the shelf, and it also has the original car cover as well. So let's go to the trunk. Well, we're talking about the stereo system. Oh, wait. Alpine door tweeters. Can't forget those. All right, so in the trunk. All right, so right here we have the Boss Audio Riot R1004. This is the 4-channel amplifier that is running the 4 Rockford Fosgate 5 1/4s and the 2 Alpine tweeters. Everything is fused properly, and then this also is the Boss Audio. This is the Riot 1100M, and this is running the 8-inch Rockville subwoofer. Everything's tucked nice and neat. You still have your micro trunk here. That's not affected at all. All right, going underneath here, we're gonna need a little lighting, but maybe not that much. All right, so I have the Magnaflow straight through muffler. Basically, it's just like a second resonator, so I got rid of the stock muffler. Actually, it's still up there, so if you want it, you can get it. And then I have a burnt tip on here, so let's kind of get a shot of this muffler here. Yep, right there. So it goes dual to single into this Magnaflow muffler. And that's pretty much all I have done down below. The tires are Continental contacts. They're actually really good street tire for this car. This car handles amazing for stock, I have to tell you. You know, a lot of people want to turn fast corners, go for coilovers right away. This car stock doesn't need them, in my opinion. Now, if you're going to track it, that's a whole different ball game. But stock, this car handles amazing, in my opinion. It has a stock limited slip differential, which you're not going to find in a whole lot of BMWs. So when you give it a little gas and you're taking a left or a right, you really hear the tire squeak pretty easily. So that's pretty cool. Going around to the front of the car here. Yeah, it's a little bit dirty, but yeah. So anyway, front of the car here, we do have the angel eyes that I installed in the stock headlights. Let's get those on so you can see them. Yep, there they are. So those are awesome. One of my favorite modifications that I've done to this car. Now, let's pop the hood. There she is. All right. So this guy is the 2.5 liter M54 B25. The M54 is a really good engine. This generation stock, I mean, it didn't make a whole lot of horsepower. I think the stock number was 184, 189. But for this car, it was actually really nice. And then I went and added that. So this is the Vortec V3 self-lubricating supercharger. So this guy here, you got to change the oil on it every 7,500 miles. I've got all the specs and verbiage that came with that. And then it came with the VF install kit, which is basically an all-in-one deal. It comes with a tune that I had downloaded on it. It comes with all the piping. The air filter is extended down in front of the fog lamp. Because of that, I don't drive it in the rain. It's got like a rain guard on the filter, but I don't trust it. And plus, who wants to drive this thing in the rain? I mean, it's beautiful. So it's got 50% bigger injectors with the kit. And then it's got colder plugs. I've got the boxes for the plugs, so if you need to replace the plugs, I've got all that info. I mean, I've got a box of stuff that comes with this car. Stock stuff, primarily. If you ever wanted to switch this back to stock, you could. The only thing you'd have to buy is one piece down here to go bring it back to stock. But that piece broke when I did the install. I want to say it was 12-15 bucks anyway for me to buy another one to just chop the end off. But yes, there's the supercharger kit. I just love this car. I'm sure I'm forgetting more stuff about it, but this engine bay, I mean, I love this car. Okay, so it's got 89,600 and some miles on it. When I bought it, it had 85, something like that. I haven't put a lot of miles on this car. I love this car, and I don't want to get rid of it, don't get me wrong. But I bought a 550i, and I can't really afford both. My project cars are completely funded by YouTube, and I'm just a little tiny small guy. Don't make a whole lot of money on it, and I have a normal job. So time and money is an issue, and I wish I could keep it. I love this car. It's very raw. You know, I learned how to work on it. I don't know. It's really nice. I love this car. But anyway, 5-speed Getrag manual transmission. Oh, we haven't talked about a cost. So currently I'm asking $13,000 for this. I will never get out of it what I have into it, and I'm not trying to. So let's make that point clear right now. I'm not trying to. But for me, this car is worth what I'm asking. Now, I said asking. 13 grand OBO. So if you're serious about it, hit me up, DM me on Instagram at AutoDad1 right here. All right, so let's get to people always go, oh, this car is beautiful and blah, 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 nothing wrong with it. Well, I call BS most of the time because you've always got some imperfections. So I'm going to point them out, the ones I know, to the best of my ability. So, you know, it's 21 years old. There's a couple, you might not even be able to see these, you know what I mean? But, I don't know, very minor, yeah, you can see that one there, scratches. And then we've got the typical, stone chips on the front here. There's a few of them. I mean, since I've had it, nothing else has happened. But it's got a few stone chips in the hood. I don't know the Carfax on this, but when I purchased it, I do know that it was in a minor front end collision. But when I had this motor out, the crash bar, all that stuff is fine. Everything was put back together well. And why I say well is because one of my pet peeves is the gaps. The gaps weren't perfected, and I was going to take the time and straighten them up while I was doing the supercharger install, but I was geeked to get that thing done and running, so I never did. But if you can live with it like I did, I lived with it. So you got a little more gap than what's necessary right here. Same thing with the back. I haven't had the back bumper off, so I'm not sure if when they got into the front end collision, if they were rear-ended or what, but you got a little bit of gap here. But you know, that's why I'm sharing this. So there's like no surprises. I hate going to look at a vehicle and you ask them, hey, is there any rust on it? No. You drive however long to get there, and you get there and there's friggin' rust on it. Drives me crazy. So, and no, there's no rust on this car. Any way, shape, or form. Quarter panels are solid. Everything's solid on this car. Yeah. So, yeah. Those are all the modifications that I have done to the car. So let's get it started up and listen to this bad boy. That muffler sounds so good. I love that muffler. Love it. So let's take this for a short little spin so you can hear the tone of the muffler. driving my BMW with my F-150 hat. How do you like that? Oh well. Every time I wear like my Michigan hat or my Lions hat, people give me crap online, so it's like, well, I'll wear my Ford hat. I don't know if that was a better decision or not. Because of the muffler I put on, just a touch, kind of makes it sound really nice, I think. A lot of times when you downshift and let your foot off the gas, there you could hear it. All right. Just like that, we're home. All right, well, there we go. It's a tough car to get out of. Oh, you know what? What I forgot? The infamous broken seatbelt holders. But there's a guy who makes these in I believe the UK and sells them on Etsy, and it keeps them put together, and I have not had an issue, and people love these because I did a video on them and I sent a bunch of people his way and they love them. But anyway, so there she is. That's my supercharged Z3 for sale. Really quick again, 13 grand OBO. Serious. If you're serious, DM me on Instagram right here, and then we'll talk about it. But there she is, guys. Love this car. Hate to see it go, but I can't have both BMWs, so all right. I think it's time to go. All right, guys, till we meet again later.